Okay, so this here is Coco, and she's a 3-year-old quarter horse mare, filly. And what I wanted to kind of show you today was something that's kind of interesting. A lot of people might not really notice, besides the fact she's a little pushy here, but that's all right. She's just learning. She's only been here a couple days. I had her here, got here about 3 days ago, but then yesterday we had a bit of a rainstorm, so we didn't get much time to work on her. Day one's usually just kind of interesting, so we're almost on day 3, but technically, I guess day 2. And that's my mare in the background who's going to be helping us. So, what she has kind of going on here, it's not a bad thing. It's very typical. She's actually a really nice little mare. But what she has going on, something a lot of people, like I said, don't even realize is happening. All the way from about here to here, she is completely solid. She doesn't flex very well. Even when she goes to eat, she kind of holds her neck really still. So nothing in her pole here is very flexible at this moment. It could just be she's still nervous from, still being at kind of a new place. It's, like I said, it's kind of hard to know, but either way, we got to fix it. So I'm going to ask Surrender to kind of move on here a little bit. And just so you can really kind of see it, when I asked her to back up, and day 1 it was a little hard to get her to back up even, she just kind of pushed on me. But if you watch when I ask her to back up off this halter here, she'll go back, and I'm not putting a whole lot of pressure on it, but how's she going back? She's going back really stiff through here. It's kind of pushing out, and she's pushing back from the front, and just nothing is through her back. She's not using anything. This isn't soft at all. She just doesn't understand again. And she's not going to stand real still yet for a while, and that's all right. She's just a baby, and she's still learning. That's not anything I really worry about. So you'll see me kind of playing with her here a little. So what we want to do, there's a whole bunch of different things to do. And it probably won't get fixed today, but I'll start showing you, and then eventually I'll show you another video where it is fixed. So one of the ways I do it is you can stand next to the horse. And you've seen all this, the people that can do the lateral flexion, but that's all kind of wrong right there. She's just all in a bad spot. She's going to be all out of balance. She's not going to be able to do it. She's not going to be able to stay balanced to flex at the same time. So, what I'll often do, and she's going to fight it here a little bit, and she's looking around, but I'm just going to put a little pressure here, and I'm going to kind of do this. I want her to rotate right up here, soft and easy, real nice and soft. And Surrender has free range, so she's going to be part of our little show here. So I'm going to help her here, and she argues actually a bit. I've done this a couple times now. Day 1 I worked on this quite a while, and she just kind of argues and just really doesn't want to give. I'm not forcing her. I'm just having my hands here with the thought of pulling the bridge of the nose towards me, and this away, not really away, but just kind of holding it steady so that she kind of gives just a little bit of a flexion. And as soon as she even thinks about it, even though she's doing all this other baby stuff, I don't care. That'll sort out here real soon. So again, right here, and I just make a solid kind of hold with my hand. I'm not squeezing, I'm not doing anything. And I just kind of, she wants to walk around there a little bit. But even there, you'll see, as soon as you get done looking at her butt, sorry, I know she's in the wrong spot, but I can't move her right at this moment. She's just gonna wait. Even though she just gave just kind of a little bit of thought about it, I let her go. It's not anywhere near what I want it to be. But there's a whole lot of things that she kind of goes on here. Even just making a little bit of a turn, you'll see it's real stiff through there. So we got to get all that squared away. Again, nice and easy here, nice and easy there. She's going to kind of try and smell my arm, do all this stuff. Not forcing her. I'm just kind of helping her find my feel, follow my feel to where she'll give. And if you could feel my right hand, or what my right hand's feeling, those neck muscles are really, really stiff and solid and hard. eventually I want her very plumb and just given. She's pushing against my left hand fingertips. She's pushing kind of hard against them. And I'm just waiting. And I just hang out here until she learns to give this. There, she softened just a little bit. And I release her. Tell my mare to move out again. Alright. Then I'll go to this side. Right hand over the bridge of her nose. Left hand, just kind of the palm. Right up against there. And I do it again. That's not it. She goes to dance around here a little bit. That's alright. I just hold on to her the best I can. If I need to, when some of them get really kind of antsy about this in the very beginning, I might hook my thumb through that halter. But not enough where if she does something, I'm going to lose my thumb. But, so I'm just going to put my thumb right through there so I have a little bit more to kind of hold on to. There. Just a wee little bit. This looks like nothing. It looks kind of silly. Looks kind of boring. But this is going to be the key to getting a whole lot more stuff done here. And until I get this established and get her softened through there, where she actually can support herself and bend without being like a little robot, life's going to be a whole lot better. Do it again. Nice and soft and easy. She chews on the rope, no big deal. I just take it out of her mouth and I hold. She gets out of my hand, so I hook my thumb again just so I don't lose her. And I just wait. There, she kind of bent towards me, but she bent towards me all wrong. It's not that I want to bend, I just want it to break between that atlas and that axis. We're going to get out of a picture here pretty quick. And just soften. Get her to get loose and balanced. And I have like not pulling on her, pushing on her, nothing. Just kind of holding a feel. Wait on her. And you'll see I keep my head kind of out of the way. I'm not just looking down. I'm making sure I don't get bopped in the nose. There. And then I walk away. Tell her life is good. And we're also going to do it vertically. So we do it laterally, we do it vertically. A couple different ways we can do it. I'll take the bottom of the halter here, put my hand upside down, and kind of do this. Not pulling this way, just rotating. That'll kind of pull. Excuse me, surrender. That'll kind of pull the halter in a manner, or kind of brace the halter in a manner that she can kind of come off of it. But I want a vertical. I want a plumb line from through her ear all the way through her mouth. Plumb. Vertical. Perfectly up and down. And then I want it broken right here. Not broken, but you know what I mean. Tipped so that it comes right through there. So what I do is I just kind of hold. I'll put my hand up here telling her I don't want her to go backwards. I just want her to follow the feel of the nose, but not move her feet. That wasn't it. She was just coming to kind of try and nibble on my clothes. And she gets real upset here sometimes. She did the first day. She got pretty darn upset with me. Just trying to ask her. That's not it. She's just dropping her head. But you see, all this is still perfectly solid. There's no softness through this section. And I watch my feet too, because sometimes she gets a little upset and tries to step on your foot. Which is typical. She's just saying, excuse me. I'm not used to this. This is a little uncomfortable. But if I don't have this softness and this feel, everything else, I'll be able to get a lot of stuff done. I'll be able to, yield her around and get her to do all this stuff, but it won't be anywhere near correct. And so I'll be just wasting my time and her time and everybody's time. So we just stand here and wait. So she gets a little bit of a thought. Again, it's my left hand is just kind of in a turned position. I'm not pulling, I'm not going anywhere with it. It's just in a different position. I'm holding a frame and I want her to mold into that frame. I have a solid, and I try and put it in a frame. It's not working. I needed to get kind of liquidy so I can put it into a frame, so she starts to follow me. All she's doing is pushing on me. There, she thought about it just a wee little bit. She still only gave mostly through here and not through here, but it was a start. And again, you'll see she'll now back up okay, pretty soft, but it's all wrong. It's not coming through her. She's just backing, but it's not a through backing. When you don't have it through, it ain't gonna work. I can also take my hand on the bridge of her nose and up here or under here and get the same effect. It just depends on the horse. And I'll do it all different ways. She's pulling on me. She's making funny noises. And all of her little teeth are starting to come in here, so just gonna wait on her. There, she dropped her head, but I don't want her to just drop her head. I can get her to drop her head, but I want her to release here. She has not released. She has one total brace here. Again, it's very normal. There, she's all out of whack, but I'm just gonna wait on her. I'm not cutting off her air supply. My left hand's just kind of laying there. My right hand's just kind of saying, don't go anywhere. There. My rope halter. And I switch sides a lot, making sure life is good on all places. Now, if she backs up too much, she's going to get poked by a yucca, so she won't go back too far. And hang on to her here. And this is hard for a little baby like this to kind of hang in there. But this is going to be like one of the most important things she's going to have to learn right now to get this figured out. As soon as she gets this figured out, everything else is going to go pretty much flying. This might take a few days. But if I don't take the time and do it, I'm just going to be doing everything else over and over and over and over and over again. It might be a thought, a fraction of a fraction of a fraction of a centimeter that she actually moves and softens that, but that's all right. I'm going to give it to her one day. She'll go. I've never had this go wrong. But she's really heavy on her forehand. She has a whole lot of just brace up here in the front. Again, it's real normal. That wasn't quite right. It's not just do they go back lightly, do they turn lightly, can I get them to do this? Is it done through their body? Is it done correctly? Surrender's helping. Move Surrender back here. She's 20 years old today, my girl. She's pretty much really retired, but I play with her every once in a while. There you go. Thank you. She likes her new friend here. They get along really well. They share their breakfast and lunch and dinner. And when it was storming yesterday, little mare was a little nervous about the sound, all the thunder and lightning. Surrender was in there helping her. Do it again, and we just keep doing this, and every once in a while I'll stop and take her for a walk, do something else. But again, until this works, it might take a couple days. Again, if you just take your time and get it done, it's done. Nothing's going to work real well. There, she softened to my hand just a wee little bit, so I just kind of, still not quite correct. And I'm just going to get her that anywhere I tip her head, I want it soft and flexing between that atlas and the axis. And it's kind of really hard to see. My mare really wants to be in the picture. There we go. Come here, Surrender. these different little things. So I'm kind of picturing in my mind right here, just rotating soft and light and getting into that frame that I'm kind of asking. That's not it. She's pushing. It's so small, and she's a little, you know, she's getting kind of antsy there with her mouth. She's thinking about it there. She's real tight. It seems like it wouldn't be much at all, but it's going to be one of the most important things that's going to get us going here. This is my teeth. Ask her again. Lift up, but not really go anywhere. Tip. That wasn't it. Ever so thoughtful. She has to walk around a little bit because she's young and needs to kind of move her feet. And that's alright, I'll let her move her feet. And she comes back to me. Life is good. Again, pick up. Wait on her. That wasn't it. That was her trying to... That was closer though. And again, sometimes I'll like totally let go and walk away. Other times I'll just kind of let her come into that release of the feel. You know, I'll get into a hole and then she'll come into that same picture and I'll just relax in that picture. That's a release too. You don't always have to throw it away and walk away. Sometimes it's just a matter, as soon as that moves, you just let it get comfortable there, I guess. Let her find that comfort and that feel right there. See there, see how she gets, you know, her neck right up in the top there. It's just real stiff. So I'm just kind of letting her walk around here. Get a feel on that rope. Let her come. That was pretty nice. That was actually the first time she's actually kind of almost bent around walking this way. Move her forward here a little bit. Try it again. And I can even stand in front of her, although if I stand in front of her, she's going to be wanting playing with me still at this point. But I can stand in front of her and do this. Just get her to kind of hear her working the little jaws of hers. Just kind of hang in there. Wait on her. I just have this here so that she doesn't get too far out of my reach. I'm not the tallest person in town. There you go. But see, when I'm in front of these babies like this, then they just kind of want to play with me. So I'm just showing you can do different things. And I can stand here when they get better. To be able to stand here right in front of them and be able to just rotate their nose around off of this axis and the atlas and stuff up there and just kind of get it to just be putty in my hand. So that when they make a turn, they make the turn really well. You don't have to, when I get her riding, I'm going to wait on her there a second. When I get her riding and I look to the left, I want her to look to the left, and it's going to be that same motion. I'm going straight, and then I look. She goes straight, and she looks, and she lifts up through her back and rounds out, and well, not rounds out, but lifts up through her back and kind of turns and makes that turn. What she'd do now is this or this. That's not correct. If you're walking and you do a turn like this, people are going to think there's a problem with you, but that's kind of how she does it right now. So I want her to understand to release this, let it go, and just make nice turns. I turn, she turns. When you look to make a turn, you look to make a turn. Right now that won't happen. I can turn her, but I want it to be with me, soft, fluid, and it starts right here. And again, I don't care how long this takes. I'm going to take as long as it takes me to get this done. Because once it's done, life is better. That was a little better. She gave a little bit more there. She still gave through here. But if you look at these neck muscles up here, they are phenomenal muscles, and they shouldn't be. Well, I mean, they should be, but they're unbalanced from the rest of her muscles. So they're so tight here, you could do one of those drop a quarter off of her things right there. And that's just those muscles being tight. Like if you walked around like, you know, this all the time, like, that's kind of how she's kind of operating. So we got to change that. Change the operation. She has kind of a club foot going on up here. So as we change her balance and get her using her body a lot better, that'll be able to start fixing itself as well with proper trimming and everything else. It's not a just fix her balance and ta-da, no club foot. But as long as she's always over top of herself and really far heavy forward and stiff up there, that won't really fix. We need to get her completely changed. Waiting on her. And you'll see her eyes will turn from being kind of worried and looking around. When she releases to this in a couple days, she'll have a completely different look about her. That's not it. And it's just a feel, and you learn it. And once you kind of get to it, you'll never want anything that's not like it. You'll see a lot of people doing the neck reining, and they pull the rein across and they start pulling their horses everywhere, and they think their horse is neck reining. That ain't neck reining. Sitting there and turning is neck reining. Yanking your horse around, not neck reining. She just has to let go. As soon as she lets free, she's a nice mare. I really like her. Just have to get rid of this brace, and then we can, as soon as she understands what it feels like. I know, this is boring as heck. I'll wait on her. I'll wait on her. Still not there. That was more back here. That's alright. Still a lot closer. She gave me a little tiny bit up there in the front. Like I said, even when you see her eating grass, when I let her put her head down, or she's eating her grass or eating her food, even doing that, her neck is stiff and tight in the wrong directions. She doesn't seem to know that part of her body exists right now. To go down. That's not the direction that I'm giving my thought. She's out of position there, but we'll get the position. And this is not about just flexing soft, endless silliness. This is getting her to understand that she can let go. Take her for a little walk. Fix my hat. You can even see there, she's kind of reaching for the rope there too, but she's always just a little bit stiff right through the middle. Start following this. Sometimes she'll get to pushing on me. I just want her nice and soft and following that feel. Not it. Not it. You can see when she really thinks about it, because she gets frustrated and starts chawing and doing all sorts of stuff like that. Thinking about it. Almost. Don't want her to, oh, I don't want her head long and low. I don't want that. I don't want her dropping her head way down and doing anything like that. That's not what we're doing here. Just getting her to follow me a little bit. Again, that was from the middle, but she gave a little bit of thought right up there in the front. Lift her head. See, she's pushing pretty hard on me down. I don't want that. Now, some people do this and try and get it artificial. They'll put like side reins and draw reins and stuff like that to try and knock their head down. Not what I'm doing. I want to get good enough with my hands that she's going to follow my feel in my hands and my body and be able to support herself and get balanced all throughout herself and get through. You do that, first of all, it does all sorts of everything wrong for the rest of their body. It just messes up the whole world, basically. It does things that you can't even imagine. But it also puts them in just a completely false position. They're still not really light. They might come to that, but again, just like I'm showing you, I can ask her to come back lightly. I mean, I can push her back like that light now, but that's not doing it well. It's not going to help her. It's not going to help her body later on in life. She could actually get lame. Soften up here. Life goes on. Got little bitty baby teeth, and she has all these teeth coming in. She has some big teeth coming in behind her baby teeth. Her mouth's a little bit like, owie. Over and over and over. That's not it. There. Just a wee little gift she gave there. And what I do, not everybody does, but what I do is I kind of make the picture in my head of how I want her. And then I get her to, I wait until she fills that picture. If I have a clear picture of what I want, she can find that picture. If I don't have a clear picture of what I want, she can't find that picture. But unfortunately, you got to get that clear picture by not having a clear picture for a while and just keep trying. You got to get there by experience, kind of. You can't get the experience until you make a whole lot of mistakes and try and figure it out. But one time when you feel it, you'll know it. You really can't miss it. As long as you're sort of paying attention. Now, if you're thinking about something else that you need to be doing, then go do that, because you'll never get the clear picture in your mind, because it'll be distorted by something else. There, she's pushing down. Again, I don't want to just drop her head to the ground. It'll be wrong. It's not what I'm actually, eventually her head's going to be up a lot higher, because I'm going to get her off of that forehand. But this is just step one, boring old step one. And we can sit here for hours doing this, but we're just about done right now. I'm going to put her away and let her think about it, and then I'll come back out and pull her out again. We'll work on it again. I'm not doing that. She's just kind of searching. I just keep my nose out of the way. Again, I'm not pushing her back. I'm going to a thought. See how she's starting to find that thought? There. So she finds that thought. I release to her. And pretty soon she's going to start reading my thoughts so much you're going to think she's reading my mind, and she kind of is. They can see our pictures. Wish I knew how they can see our pictures, but they can see our pictures. See there how you can see you got a pretty clear view there how she gets a little stiff, but that's even a lot less stiff than she was. There we go. Awful cute little thing. Some birds back there having a heyday on my tree. Very good. There. Thinking, almost, not quite. So it's a waiting game. I can get in a fight with her, but that won't help. And then as soon as you start as soon as you feel her thinking about getting in the right position, she might search and be doing stuff and kind of going towards that right direction, but you'll feel her kind of come through. And if you can kind of release just before she's actually ready to fully come through and let her come through, then that's how you get the horse lighter. If you wait until after they're through to release, to have that thought of releasing, you're just going to make her heavier. And by the time you actually see my hand come away from her sometimes, I've already released quite a bit sooner than that. I've opened up and then I take my hand away. She'll come to that release. So if I hold her here and I push back, see, she creates even more of a brace, and if I hold that and then I release, she gets all... And that wasn't a whole lot of pressure, but I kept it there. I didn't release for her thought of coming back. So now she's going to have a moment of going, huh? So I'm actually asking her to go back there now. But see, I threw it away there so that you can kind of see. And then if I release that thought of going back, even though she's still not doing it really correctly, she's like, I can't go backward up a hill. She'll get really soft on that, and she'll follow through on her own, and that's how you get a soft horse. Get one that they know what they're supposed to do, kind of, and they follow through on it. See, you saw how good she went back earlier, even though she was out of position, how light it was. But just that one time of holding on to her a little bit too long, we go right back into how she was 2 days ago, asking her to back up. She got kind of heavy and pushy on me again. So we'll fix that real quick here. There we go. So I get that thought of going back, and then she goes back light. So that one time, and you just saw it work right there, because she's not really, really good at it yet, but that one time I'm holding on to her and actually taking her through that backup and causing her to brace through that backup caused her to have trouble the next couple times I asked her to actually back up. And the difference between back up and just give me your pole is the direction of my thought. I either stand still and have her just come to a position, or I'm thinking that way. She's like, oh baby, I'm done. But that's that light. I'll mess her up one more time so that you can see the difference. So I can always fix it. But it's good for you to see it. So now you saw she just went back nice and easy there. And she followed that feel and followed through herself. Now let me change that. Let me pull her forward enough here. Again, I just follow that feel. Now I'm going to grab a hold of her and kind of ask her to go back, but I'm going to stay with her. Okay? So I stayed with her and I kept kind of pressure on her, asking her to back up. Then I ask lightly again, and it's just not there. So that's how, there we go. That's how easy it is kind of to mess them up and get them not light. You hang in there with them and follow through with them. See, that's pretty good pressure right there. Trying to ask her to back up. And as soon as she had that thought, I released and I let her finish the thought. I let her do it. I'm still going with her, but I'm not going to carry her. If I carry her backwards, I'm pulling back. I don't know what you weigh. 1,100 pounds? She's short. She's a stocky little thing. I can't pick her up and carry her back. But that's how easy it is to get a horse heavy. And it's all in your body doing it and letting them balance and support themselves, so to speak. People don't know what real lightness is until you just saw that little rock there and I let that go. That was great. You don't know what real balance is until you feel it. Everybody thinks you have to stay with the horse and you have to, back him up. That makes him heavy. You get the picture in your head, you get the frame, they can move. They're really pretty amazing and so light that it's scary. All heard me say before, they should be no harder than moving a hummingbird. There, she's kind of almost lost my hat. Here comes the wind. Make sure my camera doesn't blow over, because that would really suck. There we go. There we go. Very good. So let them finish the movement, including on all of this stuff that we've been doing, on just tipping the head. You can tip them away from me as well. And getting this rotation through the pole. As soon as she's thinking about it and coming into that frame, you just let her come into it. Again, when you're pouring that water into that glass, you don't help the water into the glass. You pour it and it frames itself into that glass of water. And that's what it does. It doesn't, you don't take every droplet of water and place it where you need it to go and help it and mold it. You pour it into that frame, which is your cup, and it does itself. Same thing here. You get that frame of where you want them to be, you pour it, and they should follow into that. You really like my, oh, thank you. You made it nice and slobbery. So anyway, I'm going to let her go a little bit for right now. And I'll come back to this a little bit later, give her a little bit of a break, and that's what I really like to do. I like to do a little bit, put them away, a little bit more, put them away. Eventually, when she really starts to get it, I can come out here and spend 8 hours with her, but not, it would be doing stuff, different stuff, not just, don't train them, do stuff. So anyway, that's what that is.